Today we're going to talk about one of the most common questions I get. This one came from my buddy Sam, who's in Indiana. And the question is, how do I stop from coming over the top and hitting the dreaded slice shot or the really extreme pull that goes low into the left for a right-handed player? The drill I have here today, I'm going to describe to you. I call this my under drill, or you can go over but the real key is that we're swinging underneath this rod as we make our downswing. This is how we set it up. I'm going to take the space where my golf ball is at, take this alignment rod here, about the distance I am, just a little bit less than the distance of the entire rod. You could use your 7-iron, for example, and go back that far behind the golf ball, straight down your target line, and you're going to put the rod into the ground at an angle that's about the same plane, the same angle as your shaft is at address. So if we can create that similar angle here, now we're starting to form what's going to be more of a single plane type of a swing. A lot of players that tend to come over the top, some will swing so far inside that their only move back is to come back over the top of it, in which they'd be hitting this rod. Also very common, players get the club really far outside on the way down, and then when they come back down, they'd be striking this rod. So what I want you all to do at home, most importantly, is I want to swing underneath the rod on the way back, and then underneath the rod on the way down. You might be a player who likes to go more outside the rod and then back under, but the key is to get to go under the rod on the way down. That'll help deliver the path and the club face very square, and maybe even a little inside to help get you that draw shot. Let's see if we can do that. Get my balance set up as always. And I'll take a couple little waggles to where I feel the club swinging back on that inside plane, and try to replicate that same move on the way down to the golf ball. Just as designed. This helped me swing back underneath that rod on the way down, got my path a little bit toward right field, and that ball started a little bit right at my target line, and it drew back just a couple yard draw, which is one of my favorite shots. I want all of you at home to try this same setup, about the length of your 7-iron behind the golf ball. Set the rod up at an angle that's approximately the same plane as the shaft as you would have it address. And whether you'd like to go over it, or my personal favorite, under it, make sure you watch very, very closely that transition where we swing back under that rod. Eventually, you'll be able to pick up the speed, focus on just striking the golf ball, and you'll start to create more of an inside path that's going to give you the straightest, highest, farthest shots every time. And if you get to do it well enough, you might even start to see a nice little draw shape and really maximize your distance downfield. I hope this drill works all for you at home.